Yes, Honor, how I can help you?
Yeah, hello, Person Prince. How are you?
I'm fine.
I have a question, right? Uh, but it's not about the tree, of course, because I'm not a Mohammedan. Um, I wanted to ask you, where in the I read somewhere that nowhere in the Quran does it mention that drinking alcohol is bad. Is that true?
Drinking alcohol is bad?
Yeah, someone told me that it's not mentioned in the Quran.
No, the Quran saying that alcohol, the Quran is a stupid book as usual. So one place says the Quran says that alcohol is good, all right? And it's a miracle from Allah, as we see in the verse here, chapter 16, verse number 67. So from the fruit of a date palm and vine, this is about alcohol. This is a translation of who? Yusuf Ali, not clear. Let us switch to different translation. Muhammad Hilali Khan. All right. So here, Allah is speaking about alcohol as something great, and even it's a miracle from Him. It is a sign for people who have wisdom. So people who have
Oh,
wisdom is the one who see how amazing alcohol is. However, the same stupid book said the opposite.
I think it's 560. Where?
Yeah, I know what. There is many verses actually, but in no verse 590, and there's 2:19. So Muhammad he said in the Quran, uh, in it there is a lot of sin and a lot of benefit. But in the previous verse we have it. It says only benefit. It's a great miracle of Allah. All right. This is Muhammad here. He is trying to avoid the answer when they ask him about alcohol. Is it bad or good? So he said there is good and there is bad. No answer. But then Muhammad, when he got older, he's dying now. He cannot drink. So he is saying something different. So he said in chapter 5, verse number 19 and 91, that wine, he mentioned wine specifically, and gambling and etc. and betting, like for if people like racing horses, and they say if you win you do this. All of this is from the work of shaitan. So avoid it. Avoid it. It's not forbidden. Avoid it. It's not haram. All right. And then verse number 91 it says that Satan, he used those things including alcohol, like wine, and again he used wine, and gambling to you know to make them stay away from Allah. Now the appearance of the verse, nothing wrong with it, like saying that gambling is wrong, and the Bible says that too. Speak about all kind of activities is wrong, and Muhammad trying to copy what Paul said about the same thing. But here you see the hypocrisy of Muhammad. In one time, Muhammad, he said that wine is a miracle from Allah. It's good. He never mentioned anything bad about it, as you see. He did not say it is from shaitan. He made it clear it's a sign from Allah. It is a sign for people who have wisdom. He mentioned nothing. Actually, here in the chapter, he is talking about the blessing of Allah he gave us, supposedly. And this is the chapter of An-Nahl, which means the chapter of the bees. So Muhammad is counting here what Allah did to us. And he's counting how Allah sent the rain. And the land was dead, and the rain make it alive. And then how Allah he gave us animals. And then Muhammad he claimed something very funny here and the Muslim they try to make it a miracle, but it's a big mistake. So he says that the animals, which mean like a goat, sheep, camel, saying that we are drinking milk from their bellies. And how
Does it
Allah
say to
how Allah separate between the blood and the milk? So Muhammad is trying to be smart here. Is saying, okay, if we cut the skin of the cow or the goat, right away we'll have a blood. So how come the milk in a certain place? So Muhammad is speaking about that, saying, look how Allah he did. He separate the milk from the blood. But why the milk will be in the blood anyway? You know, how Muhammad come to such a conclusion? Same time, after that he complete, like he continues saying, and then from the fruit. So he count for us the rain, then he count for us the animals, and now he is jumping to talk about fruits and what we do from the fruit, what we make, the benefit of it. And he mentioned that we make drunken drink. Drunken in Arabic it says sakaran, which means drunk, you know, not drinking just water, drunk, literally, you know, losing conscious. So, and he called it as rizqan hasanan, a goodly provision. It's a goodly provision. Verily, therein is indeed a sign for people who have wisdom. But when Muhammad, after he got into the situation when he was dying, after the Jewish woman, she got poison for him, Muhammad, he cannot drink no more. So Muhammad will lose nothing if he says drinking is forbidden, because he cannot drink. So Muhammad, he come with this, saying that drinking is from shaitan, and shaitan, he want you to use it to stay away from Allah. And this is why here it says, so obey Allah and obey the messenger. And here you notice something very funny. It says, and if obey Allah and obey the messenger, and be aware between two brackets of evil, all right, even though doesn't mention that in the verse. If you turn your back, which means you refuse to obey, well, the job of the prophet is only to be a warner. So here you notice something very, very stupid in the Quran again, because according to Muslims, Muhammad, he said in the hadith that if a person he is drinking, we have to beat him, we have to whip his back. So how here it says, if you do it, the job of the prophet is just to be a warner, nothing more, nothing less, which means nothing to enforce. Nothing to enforce.
Oh, okay.
All right.
So it's not obligatory.
No,
It's
he's
just like a tip.
yeah. Here in the Quran, yes, but in the Hadith, Muhammad, he told them that if somebody doing that, whip him and beat him. But as you see in the Quran, we don't see it. He's just
I see.
he is just a warner. However, there's a contradiction here, because one verse says, if you remember, once there's a mental guy, his name Nader Ahmad. Once he came and he told me about scientists prove that women who have drink alcohol, they give birth to children have a defect. Now, for sure, this is stupid to say. This is a lie. But if you are talking about people who they are addict with something, any kind of addiction can destroy the baby. Even if you take medicine for health, can affect a baby. So women, when she is carrying a child in her womb, she have to be careful for whatever what she do. So he came to us and he mentioned what scientists discovered, that women who have do drink alcohol, he did not say addiction, they are going to give children with defect. Then the second I asked him, so is alcohol good or bad? Took us almost maybe 35 minutes to 40 minutes to make him just say it's bad, it's bad. You know why? Because he was afraid. He knew when I asked the question, there is something is coming. So as you see, either alcohol is from the work of shaitan, as it says here in verse number 90, chapter 5, or it is from the work of Allah, as it says here in chapter 16, verse number 67. It can't be both. Either from Allah, or it's a miracle from Allah, or it is an act of shaitan. Which one?
Allah is shaitan.
All right.
Perhaps.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much, my friend.
I have another question. This one is a quick one. I just needed a verse or a hadith. I remember in an old stream that you once did, you talked about Allah was talking to Baphomet and he called him one of many creators. So
He,
I
he,
wanted to ask you if you know which verse
he,
that is.
he talked to who?
To Baphomet. He was talking to Baphomet and he said, "Yo,
What
like
Baphomet?
he called him
What
many
Baphomet?
creators.
What Baphomet mean? I'm not sure. What does that word
It's
mean?
like a false god. It's just like a false god. But I remember you once read a verse where Allah was talking to Baphomet, and he called him one of many creators, right? So Allah called another fake god one of many
Maybe
creators.
you are talking about Baal. Baal.
Or maybe yeah, maybe it was that one. Yeah.
Yeah. So when Allah he says, supposedly in the Quran, which is not Allah talking, this is Muhammad.
Okay.
He compare himself to Baal, and he say he is the best of the creators. That means Baal is a creator too, because if I say I am the best compared to Baal, well, obviously Baal is a creator too. All right, and this is the chapter in front of you, 37, verse 125. If I say why you thanks Baal but not me, and I am the best of the creator, that means Baal is a creator. I just said I'm the best, and I said the creators, and
All
Baal
right.
is the
Because
god is the god of fertility. So Baal, obviously, he is God, and he is the god of fertility. Otherwise, the word best of a creators here is a fraud, is a lie. Because either I am the only creator or there's other creators. So if there's others,
yeah.
that means the whole monotheism of Islam is a joke. And we know actually Jesus in the Quran is a creator. So how Allah is
Oh yeah.
God? The creator is God. If Jesus can create from the mother bird, and even if the Muslim they say, well, Allah gave him this ability, it doesn't matter, he's a creator. So what?
Yeah. No other.
Only God can
Uh,
create. Jesus, he give life. Jesus created from the mother bird and he breathed into it. And bingo, we have a flying bird and he's a living bird. So until now, based on the Quran, there's live birds made by Jesus fly in the sky.
There was actually a Muslim that gave me a counter argument to that. He said that Musa's staff turned into a serpent. Is that a thing in the Quran?
Yeah, but this is not creation, because simply according to the Quran, Allah he made the staff of Moses turn in such a way, but this is not an act of a creation. However, even this one, it's a miracle still. Muhammad he have none. Where is this?
True.
Where is the staff of Musa?
Also,
Where is the staff of Muhammad? Where is the why Muhammad don't have any? I mean, as you see, any miracle we see, Muslim they claim, can be found only in those books, which is written hundreds of years after Muhammad, contradicting what the Quran is saying. And the second you show Muslims, usually any hadith goes against the Quran, they will say we don't take it, we take only the Quran. But because they are desperate to find a miracle about Muhammad, they accept those stories even though there's no proof of them. Who is the one? Who is the witness for the story? Who is where? Ibn Abbas he said a Bedouin came. That's it. Who witnessed? Was even Ibn Abbas there? He didn't say. He mentioned a story. Who told the story? Who was in there watching the story? Nobody. Who is the Bedouin? Nobody knows. It's just a Bedouin. When it's come to Jesus, we have thousands of people witnessing every miracle Jesus he have done. When it's come to Muhammad miracle himself he did not witness. Like one of the miracle of Muhammad, he went to heaven, but Muhammad himself, the second he started describing Jerusalem, because they asked him when he said he went to Jerusalem, he started describing Jerusalem, he failed miserably, and even those who follow him, they believe in him, they start leaving Islam after he start describing how Jerusalem looked like. And then Muhammad, he went, took him some time to find some answers, and he came with a better description of Jerusalem. So like even Abu Bakr, why Abu Bakr called Abu Bakr as-Siddiq? As-Siddiq mean the one who believed. Believe in what? When Muhammad told the story about Jerusalem, his trip, everybody laughed at Muhammad for the false description he gave to Jerusalem, except one person. His name is Abu Bakr. So they change his name and they start calling him Siddiq, which means the believer, the one who agree, the one who believe. All right, we can find that. Maybe we let me see if I can find this story. Yeah, even people they left Islam after Muhammad. He mentioned his so-called miracles because he failed to describe Jerusalem. All right. Trying to find it. Yeah, I cannot find it here in English, but we can find it in Arabic.
So why can I take the donkey express to go to heaven?
Here the story.
Do I have to say?
Let me switch the view. And I'm using different browser now, so I can use a translator. All right. So here, this is the hadith here, which is authentic from Aisha. She said that when the Prophet been taken to the Masjid al-Aqsa, the Muslim they claim in Jerusalem, and he in the morning, he start talking about that. And many of those who believe in him and they trust him, they left Islam immediately.
When I was taken by the Prophet, may God's prayers and peace be upon him, to the Al-Aqsa Mosque, people spoke to this, so people who believed in him and believe him.
Yeah, translation is not accurate. So here it says, فَارْتَدَّ نَاسٌ مِمَّا كَانُوا آمَنُوا بِهِ. So a group of people who do believe in him, they start leaving Islam and they became apostate. Why? Because his description was stupid. And then they said to Abu Bakr, did you hear what your prophet, your friend, he said that at night he went to Jerusalem? Do you believe him?
They said, do you have to your friend who claims that he was captivated tonight to Jerusalem?
All right. So Abu Bakr, he said, yeah, I believe, but even Aisha, she said that she witnessed that Muhammad, he was next to her all night in bed. This is why Aisha, she said, and we see that here, that Aisha, she said, he left up to heaven, but he left up by his spirit, not by his body. We will show you the
or
other
believe him
difference.
that he went tonight to Jerusalem and came before he became. He said, yes, I believe it beyond that.
Yeah, so all the stories of Muhammad, as you see, there's no witnesses. And Aisha actually, when she mentioned how Muhammad he left up to heaven, it was a big problem for Muhammad again, because the story about the flying donkey, etc., if he is going by his soul, not by his physical body, so what is the point of a donkey if the person is going to heaven simply just by spirit? Donkey will carry the
But
spirit.
Isn't in Islam the donkey like the one that brings you to heaven? Like, don't angels also ride the donkey?
No, in Islam they don't mention donkeys riding, you know. But here in the case of Muhammad, Jibril, he came with the donkey, riding the donkey, and Muhammad was riding the donkey with him. I'm trying to find the reference about.
Yeah, that's
Let us see. So here Aisha, she said, let me see if I can find this hadith in English.
I'm looking for it too.
Aisha, she confirmed that the body of Muhammad was not missing during the night of he went up to heaven. Let's see.
Oh, that one.
Anyway, I can find the hadith in Arabic, but maybe in English will be difficult. Let's see. This is السيرة النبوية Ibn Hisham. Let us show the reference here. And we will use Google Translation to translate, no problem. So this is the book of As-Sirah Nabawiyya Ibn Hisham, volume number 1, page number 400. From Aisha, she said,
Aisha's hadith about his elderly, may God bless him and grant him peace.
no, the translation is false. Speaking about Muhammad's journey to heaven. So it says here, Qala ibn Ishaq, from Aisha, she said, let us translate this part.
Ibn Ishaq said, some of the family of Abu Bakr told me, Aisha, the husband of the Prophet, may God's prayers and peace be upon him, used.
The translation is really messed up. Let me try to translate the red part only. This is better.
What lost the messenger of God, may God bless him and grant him peace, but God is captive in his spirit.
So translation again is bad. So Aisha, she said that the Prophet body was not lost. The Prophet body was there. His body was next to her all night in the bed. All right?
What lost the body of a messenger?
Was not lost. So the body of the Prophet was there. So the only solution for the journey of Muhammad, that he went up to heaven by spirit only. So Aisha, she exposed Muhammad lies about Muhammad being taken up to heaven in the top of a donkey. And then Aisha, when she said that, it was too late to fix it, because simply, you know, it's already informed that people, you know, she said, he was next to me. If he was next to her, that means Muhammad went nowhere. So it was a false miracle and a false statement from false prophet.